Du denkst wirklich, du bist wichtig, wirklich wichtiger als ich. Denkst du wirklich, du bist wichtig? Vielleicht auch nicht.
Hey, this is Jakim from Jakim Cigar Journal, and I want to welcome you to a very private, exclusive, one of the most exclusive in Newark, New Jersey. And you know what? It's right above us. Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Jakim Cigar Journal. I, of course, am Jakim, and I am sitting across, once again, from the very lovely Tamara.
Hello.
All right, and as those of you who have watched our previous videos know, she was the founder of Women Who Smoke Cigars, Jersey City. And we're going to have a conversation again and review a cigar. This is the Escobar cigar, okay? So the rapper Nas, who is one of my favorite MCs, teamed up with Escobar Cigars. Of course, Nas is one of his monikers was Nas Escobar. And he teamed up with Escobar Cigars. And we're going to go ahead and review his cigar and also have a conversation and catch up from the events of our last video and what's been happening with her and myself between then and now. All right, so we want you guys to join us, sit back, light up a stick, smoke what you like, and we're right back with our cigar review and conversation. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jakim, and I'm back with Tamara again. She's the founder of Women Who Smoke Cigars, Jersey City, and we're sitting in her cigar lounge right now.
Yes, we are. The La Pawenza Cigar Lounge.
Right,
we named
La Pawenza Cigar
we
Lounge.
named it.
All right, and we're going to sit here and have some fun, a fun conversation while we review this Escobar cigar. All right, and we have our sticks. We hope you have yours. We're going to light up and get into this conversation momentarily.
This is the Nas Escobar collabo.
Right, exactly. The Nas
Can you imagine if Escobar was alive and they did a collabo with Nas?
Right, he won his money.
Or have your head.
Right. Oh my goodness. But
no, he only liked the heads of judges.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's light up. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, let's spark this baby up.
All right.
And get into this review and conversation. From what I understand, this cigar is a blend of 3 different sun-grown, vintage sun-grown and Habano leaves. All right, and I like the wrapper. The wrapper's nice, dark, chocolatey. You know, they say the darker the berry, right? So it's a nice, dark, chocolatey wrapper. The construction looks great. I like their band, gold and black.
I do.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and spark mine up. I see you started.
Oh man, was that rude?
Not at all.
Should I that's like ordering a drink before your date shows up?
Well, I tell you. This.
You better watch this lighter. I like it.
In reference to being rude, the last video we did together, I got beat up.
Oh my God.
All right. You and your sister, Latoya, I got beat up about something. And I want to say on film today that I made up for it. All right? And I also got beat up in the comments. You had people getting at me in the comments.
They did?
Yeah, they did.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
What happened was I did a review and a conversation with Tamara and her lovely twin sister, Latoya, who is not here. We're going to get into that, why she's not here momentarily.
I'm flying solo.
But I didn't bring them any cigars.
Shame on you.
And boy, did I get it. So this time I came bearing gifts. I brought some good sticks. So I hope I have made amends.
You have made amends.
All right, for my faux pas.
And just so they know, they're not the sticks we're smoking. I'm going to smoke those later.
Right.
So,
for those that want to know,
I
made up this time, guys.
Yes, you did.
I came back bearing gifts, so
I
have been forgiven. All right.
You're forgiven. You see, you're here, aren't you?
Exactly, right? So, why don't you go ahead and let us know why you're flying solo today? What happened? Where's Latoya at?
Okay, so Latoya.
Your lovely twin sister.
She's in Kampala, Uganda. Latoya, we have a non-for-profit organization called Uganda Glass Girls Uganda, And so she has a storefront, and what we do is it's only for girls, young ladies, ages 13, 17, 18. And what we do is we repurpose glass bottles.
Okay.
So we repurpose them for unique things, items for your businesses or your home, whether it's candle holders, whether it's coasters, drinking glass. So it could be a champagne bottle, a beer bottle, a soda bottle. They repurpose it, and it's just amazing. And now we make candle votives. And so with Glass Girls Uganda is these young ladies, they are learning a skill, but they're also, learning information communication training as well. How to use computers, how to make your resume. They're actually learning skills that can, really help them in the future.
Right. So they're being empowered.
Right. They're being empowered, and
right.
then at their, they have access to someone like Latoya,
right.
someone who's very educated,
right.
well traveled, been around the world, seen the same thing twice,
right.
And they have access to someone like that could really, really teach them how to kind of become the woman that they want to be,
right.
And especially in a safe space.
Yeah.
The workshop that we have is a very safe space, and it's young girls only. So that's what we're doing.
I have to applaud Latoya for that and commend her. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
To give to somebody else your knowledge, right? Because you're not only when people think of giving, they think of giving money.
Yes.
But to give something invaluable, which is knowledge, wisdom and understanding to somebody, and to empower them to be great, is priceless.
Yeah, you can't take that away from me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You just can't take it away. It's just, you're right, it's invaluable. So these young ladies, it's like having your mentor every single day.
Right.
Wow, and it's a beautiful thing.
That is beautiful. Wow,
yeah.
I'm so
that's why she's not here, and she's working very, very hard. And we work together across, it's 8 hours ahead, so sometimes I'm calling her at 3 in the morning, or, and then she's calling me, so we work it out. But that's what we're doing, and these young ladies are just, they're having a great time and learning, skills, practical skills that you can use to make a living in the country. Because in Uganda, making money is not easy.
Right.
Okay, and you better have a skill.
That's right.
Right, you're either a farmer, right? But for women, it's very tricky.
I can imagine.
For women, it's very tricky.
I can imagine. Yeah.
So she wants to make the option. They have more options than just getting married.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or doing after hours.
Right.
Exactly.
Like.
So that's your option. Get married or you're after hours.
After hours, yeah.
So we don't want after hours. So that's what we're doing, and these young girls are amazing, and then they're also learning about themselves,
right?
And they didn't even know they had certain skills. If you were to ask them, hey, what do you think you do well? Nothing.
Yeah.
But no. One of them ends up being this amazing crochet. She learned it. YouTube University learned it. And now she's getting clients, and those are her clients. That's money for her.
Yeah.
She's 16, and this is her money.
Yeah, it's fascinating that a lot of people go through their entire life and never know what they're capable of doing or what their skill is.
It all depends on your household.
Right. There's a lot of adults out here that feel like they have no talent or no skill per se, and so
I was almost one of those people.
Right, but I'm so glad that at a young age that these young ladies are learning that. I think that's super important. Everybody, this is Jakim Cigar Journal. I want to say we just had some technical difficulties, but we're back, and we were having a conversation about the empowering of these young girls.
Yes,
in
Uganda, and her shop is in Kampala. The office that the workshop that we work out of is in Kampala, and just to give these women or young girls options that. I think I said, either you get married at a very young age and your life is pretty much ruled by your husband, right? Or you're after hours, right? Because there's not a lot of businesses or nonprofit agencies that are teaching skills that you can use to make money.
Right.
So they're learning skills using computers, writing skills, as well as just glass sanding and glass cutting. And just artistic, creative skills that you can build a business on.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, kudos to her again, and I can't give enough kudos because that is super important. To empower young women, because all too often in many countries, right? Even outside of Uganda. In fact, outside the United States in general, the plight of young girls is probably scary for some of us to think about. It's horrendous. And like you said, you're either doing this or it's after hours. And we all know what that means.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that's unfortunate and it's horrible and it's tragic, but I'm glad there's somebody doing something about it.
Yeah, and just show them that there's another option.
That's
because when you think you only have one option and you find out you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that opens up your world, opens up your mind, opportunities, ideas, and you know, it empowers you. And some people may say, people who like to keep women and young girls, you know, behind, down. They don't like programs like this.
Of course not.
Okay?
Of course not.
So when a young girl starts thinking that, you know, hey, you know, dad, husband, I'm 16, you know what I mean? That's, you know, I don't want to do that. And have the power to say no, or have the power to say I want another option to make a living than the one you've provided me. These are like...
And have the ability to do so. Because it's one thing to say I want to do something and not have the tools to do it.
Right, and so that's what we're doing.
Latoya is helping to have people have the tools to have these options and keep them
and
available.
build confidence too.
Right.
Yeah, build confidence. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I just want to touch on the cigar we're reviewing.
Oh, I haven't. Hold on.
Have you gone out?
Okay. Do you want to laugh?
Yes, I do.
So, my boyfriend does not like me when we are at a cigar lounge because I'm always asking, babe, light me up. Babe, like he says, if you weren't talking, it would still be lit.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Valid point.
Got it.
But guess what? That's the thing about cigars. We're having conversation.
Right. Exactly.
It just seems like men, or I don't know if men or it's just me. You know, you guys can push through the conversation and still keep the stick lit. Me, I'm like, can you light me up, please? You know?
Yeah.
It's a pet peeve.
No, I get it. Well, so I'm in the first third.
Oh, I think I'm out.
Let's see here.
Fire. Oh, give me some fire.
There we go.
All right, thank you.
So I'm in the first third, and upon light up, I got some hints of black pepper. All right, and I want to say some type of creamy accents on the stick, right? But I felt some black pepper, and that paired with the libation we have, I want to say went well, right? Now, what did you experience upon light up in your first few?
It's so funny that you mentioned the libation. So on the first light up, the first puff, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this or not.
Okay.
And then the libation happened, and I felt it was really complimentary.
Gotcha.
And it's so funny, until you said the word black pepper, I really didn't think it, and now I feel it in the back of my throat, so I don't know if it's mental, but maybe, I don't have words to describe what I'm tasting. You know that about me.
Right, but taste is subjective. You know what I'm saying? So, you may have been thinking it, didn't have to, like, oh, wait a minute, yeah, okay.
This is just a delicious flush, almost.
It is.
So that's why so initially I was like, this question.
Right.
And then the libation, and then
Right. So what are we sipping on today?
We're sipping on, actually, Evan Williams. And Evan Williams is the oldest bourbon in the country.
I like Evan Williams.
And affordable as hell.
Yeah, I like Evan Williams a lot.
Affordable as hell.
I actually have been to the Evan Williams, I guess... Distillery, in Kentucky.
Really?
And it was great. If you're ever in Louisville, Kentucky, take a tour of the Bourbon Trail down there, and you can hit quite a few different spots there, and you sip some really good whiskey and bourbon and stuff like that. So I do like Evan Williams a lot.
You want a fun fact?
Yes.
So Jack Daniels, right? Mm-hmm. That's Kentucky, right? So
Kentucky, Tennessee.
Tennessee. So Tennessee, actually. So the what do you call it? The barrels the barrels that they store and age the Jack Daniels. I'm right? Yeah, Jack Daniels. Those are the barrels, the aged ones that they send to Jamaica The barrels they sent to Jamaica, and Jamaica burns it out and age their rum. Appleton Estate, because I did an Appleton Estate tour. I did a rum tour in Jamaica in Kingston.
Interesting.
Yeah. Appleton Estate, and they burn them out. They burn them out to age the rums. You know, the X and the 5 and the 10 and all that.
Right.
And then after they're done with the barrels, they make the barrels into furniture, whether it's seats at the bar and all that. So sugarcane rum is one of the most perfect environmental things to make, because you can make plywood out of the cane shreds.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, so you make furniture, plywood, and all that. So it's perfect. In molasses, sugar, it is one of the most perfect things. Rum.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
So every time I talk to you and have a conversation, I'm always learning something as well.
Yeah.
Now here's.
It always involves alcohol somehow.
Yeah. Now here's one for you. Here's another fun fact.
Yes.
So
I love fun
I
facts.
don't know if you're aware, but Jack Daniels, okay, his master distiller was Nearest Green, who AKA is Uncle Nearest. And I actually got a history lesson about that this past summer during New York Cigar Festival's a trip through the tunnel. We went to Smoke and Ash over in Teaneck, and they had a big presentation there. And that's how I learned about Uncle Nearest and who he was. So I'm constantly learning, guys, all right? This, even though I've been smoking cigars over 20 years and pairing, I'm still learning stuff, and that was a very pleasant experience to find out.
I want to go there in Teaneck.
It's a cool spot.
Because I don't drive. I'm always
cool
like,
spot.
oh, God, I got an Uber.
Yeah, it's a cool spot.
You know what I
It's a
mean?
cool spot. Cool
You
spot.
know, like
Smoking Ash, yeah.
I have to make an effort to do
Cool,
that.
yeah, very cool spot. So far so good. You enjoying?
I am
right?
actually. Yes,
Right.
I am.
So once you put your Evan Williams with that, it was like, oh, here we go. Got it, right. And I'm getting creaminess on this as well. So I'm getting that black pepper and some creaminess to it. It is a pleasant smoking experience so far. The draw is good, right? Nice, easy draw.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So I'm getting it's pleasant. So, Tamara, since our last conversation, right, which we had fun, we had a good time. Some things have happened. Some things have changed.
Oh Lord.
So, would you share with us some of the things that are going on in your life right now?
Oh my God, what's not going on? This it's just like, so the last time I spoke with you, I had a job.
Okay, all right.
I had a job. So it's the market, it's the world, it happens,
Right.
and then you just have to make a decision. And I decided to just branch out on my own. I decided to take a chance.
Right.
And so I just started my own business.
Fantastic.
And
Outstanding.
I made my name my own business. Tamara Jones, Tamara N. Jones. I was an executive assistant, and so there are a lot of over 20 years of just working with the wealthiest and most difficult people on the planet.
Right.
And doing any and everything that's required of me. It could be something as simple as running around Manhattan looking for the perfect honeydew melon.
Wow.
Or finding the perfect comb. It's the silliest, simplest, ridiculous thing. But in any event, I was like, I'm done with this. I can't work for people and be at their whim, where one minute I think I have something good and I think I'm going to be pushing forward in a company and I think I'm going to have, a long-standing career with this particular company, and then the rug's pulled from under you.
Right.
And the rug could, it could be the corporation, maybe they're running their businesses poorly or not, or it could be the economy where you do have to downsize and someone's going to get cut.
Right.
So I just decided I wanted to work for myself, and the comfort of that freedom is just beautiful and freeing, and I love what I do. I loved being an executive assistant. I love being of service to others. That is just, and you are of service to others in the military, right? Of service to your country.
Right.
So I love how that makes me feel, and I can do it on my own, and I'm gonna, if I don't give it a shot, I will never know. So that's why I give it a shot, and I'm doing it right now.
That's right. What I find very interesting about this time in our lives right now, and I mean everybody, right? We live in very unique and strange times, right? And what I'm seeing happen frequently is many people are taking a step out on faith and betting on themselves. So what has happened, right? We had COVID happen, and so the first phase of people working from home or whatever, things like that.
That was the exciting phase.
Right. Well, it was
There's like 3 different waves of COVID.
But what happened in that time is that first people realized, well, I can do my job remotely. I don't necessarily need to be in the office, right? Mm-hmm. And even during that phase, people were starting to say, let me try a little something and, maybe hustle a little on the side and do whatever, right? Something I enjoy doing. And then what has happened is, as we're moving forward to people wanting to return people back to the office, a lot of people are like, nah, I'm not going back to the office. And then people are saying, you know what? I quit. Yeah. I enjoy this other thing that I've been doing for myself on the side, and now I want to make it a full-time thing and work for myself. And even
if I made less,
right,
it's worth it.
Right, exactly.
Because I'm not traveling, spending $300 on NJ Transit to go to the place where I don't like anyone. I think the psychology, people have realized that how miserable they were. A lot of people. That's right. I know. I know. Well, I was miserable in corporate America, but
burnt out, underappreciated,
and
overworked,
bullied,
right
at work,
right,
bullied
exactly.
big time at work.
So I think COVID, although goodness gracious, it's been horrendous. For some people, it's been a blessing. Some people, it's been a curse. But a lot of people have turned this negative into a positive and are doing what you're doing. They're turning into entrepreneurs. They're starting their own businesses. And again, they're taking a chance on themselves. They're betting on themselves and taking that chance, because you're never gonna know unless you take a chance.
Until you try. And for the most part, I don't have a whole bunch of clients, but I'm excited about pursuing how I'm networking, or how I'm, registering with this organization, that organization, how I'm reaching out in my community. It doesn't feel like work to me. I don't feel tired. I wake up at 2 a.m. sometimes, and I'm on the laptop doing, what do I need to do today? Who can I, reach out to? And it doesn't feel like work, where I used to wake up at 2 a.m, like stressed the hell out, anxiety ridden. Don't want to check my Outlook on the phone, because I know this jerk of a boss is going to have tons of messages, being condescending, being way, And so as soon as I wake up and I check my mail, my day's already shit.
Right.
My day's shit, and it's 2 a.m. Why do I need that?
Right.
So even though I don't have the coins right now, when I wake up at 2 a.m, my day's not shit.
Right.
No,
exactly, and We're entering into what I like to call a paradigm shift. There's a shift happening, and more people are saying, to hell with going back to the office. I'll do my own thing from my home or wherever they're going to do it at. But
make less money, but we'll budget.
Right, but they're gonna work for themselves, and they feel good about that. They feel good about who they are and what they're doing, and I think that is super. And if you have a
family, you're there for your family because you're in house.
Right, exactly.
Like, how many people have little kids and they're gone for 9-10 hours and they come home and their kids asleep?
Right, correct.
So there's so much. We could talk about this for hours.
Exactly.
We truly could talk about this for hours.
Right. It's pulled.
I love it though. I love it.
It's pulled the fabric back, and people are looking inward and saying, "Wait a minute, I can do this
on my own."
On my own. So kudos to you that you're doing that.
Thank you. What about you? What are you been up to?
Well, I'm working on this, right? Jakim Cigar Journal, and
always working on this.
Talking cigars as always, and reviewing cigars with wonderful people, with like yourself, and having a conversation. And I also, I'm not gonna give too much away, but I'm also working on a project of my own, and dipping my toe into the entrepreneurial world. All right, and of cigars. Oh. I am coming out with my own cigar company.
It's about damn time.
And it is called Manna Cigars LLC.
Nice.
And the official launch will be in January, and I'll be selling cigars, and I'm actually going to have a couple of my own blends. All right, working with some master rollers, and
so you go to the factory and you're the one that does
Dominican
all the
master cigar rollers and stuff like that. Have assisted on my project, and actually this is something that didn't just pop up. Actually, I want to say this is several years in the making. I've been always aiming towards doing this.
An end goal, right?
Right, it always was an angle, and it's finally come to fruition. I'm excited, nervous, and all types of emotion at this point.
But you gotta push through, brother.
That's right, and I truly believe those of you in the cigar world are going to enjoy my offering to you cigar enthusiasts into this foray. But
I'm sorry, do I get one?
oh, you're gonna get several, my sister. You're gonna get several.
By the way, I'm gonna give props to. I got the T-shirt you sent me. Oh my god! So I'm not the one wearing the T-shirt. My boyfriend's wearing the T-shirt.
Okay,
not me. But I loved it.
I'm glad
Thank
you enjoyed it.
Thank
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Actually, I'm so glad to get it to you because you have been so supportive, and you know, anytime I want to shoot with you, you're always there. We always have a good time while we do it.
I was nervous about this though, because it's just you and I. Like as a twin, you riff off of your twin. You really do. And so I called my twin and I said, LaToya, I'm gonna be boring. I'm like, it's just me.
Never that.
We do it together. We do our, that's us.
No, you are
I can read her, she can read me. And I was like, what am I gonna do? And I'm like, what am I gonna wear? Right. So I was really nervous because it's just me.
Let me tell you something. Your energy is like a sun that shines by itself. So it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. But so aside from that, and the entrepreneurship and the business, you've also have your cigar lounge, right? Which we're gonna get into here shortly, and we're gonna take a tour.
I'm gonna take credit for all of this.
We're gonna take a tour. You're gonna explain certain things about it and things like that.
Absolutely. And I hope to inspire you guys to let you know you too can have your own cigar lounge.
That's
and
right.
It doesn't mean we won't go to our one down the street. We do, but but it's winter outside, so we can't be on the deck. So let's find another way, a peaceful, cool way of enjoying our home, our space.
Right. And this is something else that has happened too. With all this time, right, that's going on with that keeps you in your home or just doing different things due to COVID, right?
I like that.
You said, well, what can I do to improve my home or whatever, and then voila,
you learn a skill,
right? You learn a skill and you create
and you
something.
Figure it out, yeah.
Such as your own cigar lounge. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get into that shortly.
Yeah.
I'm still enjoying this
I'm still enjoying it, and I love the in tandem part of it.
Yeah.
Because the other day I smoked Romeo and Juliet, and it was just lovely, wonderful. It's in here, wonderful, and I was fine with it by itself. So I don't know if by saying this, some people might take it the wrong way, where like, oh, you need to be drinking this to enjoy the cigar. I'm not saying that. I'm saying everyone's palate is different, and for me, my palate. This is what I'm enjoying this cigar. This is how I'm enjoying this cigar. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we're going to take a short pause for the cause, all right, and come back.
Am I going to have to feed you during this pause?
No. You won't. We're going to take a short pause.
I got food from Thanksgiving left over.
It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
We're going to take a short pause, you guys, and come right back momentarily, all right? Jakim Cigar General with the lovely Tamara, and we're having a good time, and we're reviewing the Escobar cigar. We'll be back.
I'm truly enjoying.
Yes. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jakim with Jakim Cigar Journal, and I'm sitting here, of course, with the lovely Tamara.
Hey, everyone.
And we are chilling out here, and we're talking cigars. We're catching up on time since our last video together, and we're enjoying this Escobar cigar.
I am very much so enjoying this.
At this point, I want to say I'm a little bit further than you are right now.
I feel the bitters coming in more on top. For me, on top, bitter, which I love. I love bitter. Bitter and spicy and salty, like, because that's another thing about cigars. It's like, what's your taste buds? You know what I mean?
Right.
When you eat,
and everybody tastes
are you
different.
A sweet head, or I'm bitter, salty, spicy. Oh, that's me.
sounds like an R&B group.
Bitter, salty, spicy.
You're terrible.
So so your taste buds, or what you gravitate to, definitely. I guess whatever the blend is, it will probably more go. I don't know if I'm talking shit, but I'm just talking how I feel and how I smoke and what I taste. And I feel as if now I'm loving the bitter taste because that's what I gravitate to, and I'm feeling that at this point.
Okay.
I didn't feel that initially.
Right. Yeah. And so it's changing. So there are some changes as we progress through the cigar, which is good.
Absolutely, and you taught me that the last time, by the way.
Right.
Because you're like, I remember what cigar we were smoking, and at this point you're like, whoa, this is getting a little crazy.
Right.
And then LaToya and I got, and they're like, yeah, you're freaking right. And I thought about the points, you know?
Exactly.
You learn something new all the time.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
So, all right. So on my palate, I'm getting at this point, I'm getting some coffee maybe. some coffees, maybe even dark chocolate.
I was about to say bitter dark chocolate, and that's maybe where the
That
bitter
dark
is
chocolate,
coming
yeah.
in from me.
Get some dark chocolate on the
but
palate.
the bitter was the word I thought of. Yeah,
The dark
absolutely
chocolate
agree.
on the palate. The drawer is still excellent. No complaints
Absolutely,
there.
except once again, I was talking too much, so mine went out, and yours was still lit.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yours was still lit. Yours was still lit.
I'm gonna sip my tea. Except this is not tea.
Oh, it's tea, honey.
So far so good.
This is tea of life, right here.
There we go. So
Okay.
far so good.
Tea of new business owners.
There we go. Cheers. I'll drink to that.
Cheers.
I'll drink to that. So again, it pairs
I'm
great.
telling you, it does.
If you
Weird, but
if
it
you
does.
were to pair this, okay, the obvious is good. This is a good pairing. What else might you pair that with?
Well, I could show you, but I ain't opening it.
Here we go. Here we go. What we got? Ooh, what is that? Oh wow! So that is Basil Hayden's Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Wow. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So you would pair it with that as well. All right.
Well, I'll try.
Okay. All right.
I don't know how it'll work out, but it'll work out.
All right. So she would also pair with that.
Or even wine.
wine,
Like
okay.
even wine you could do.
I would probably-
I love Cab Saps.
Okay.
So
Alright.
I love reds, so I would
Okay.
do reds.
I would agree with you there. I
Yeah,
would think
love
a
reds.
red, even a port would be good.
Ooh,
I'd like a
port
port.
would be
That
amazing,
nice
yeah.
ruby port would be great.
But you know what? My boyfriend tried the other day with the Romeo and Juliet, if we're talking cigars, and he was like, someone told him to try Hennessy.
Okay.
And I was like, I said, you're black now. He's Australian. I said, you're black now. I come up, I'm like, you drinking Hennessy? I said, I've done my job.
Yeah.
No, but someone told him that, and he says, I agree with them, because that's the first time he ever paired Hennessy with a cigar, and we did it with the Romeo and Juliet, and it was lovely. Lovely, yeah.
Right, absolutely. And as a non-alcoholic beverage, a cup of coffee would be good. Espresso
It would.
be nice with as well. You know, yeah.
With, you
yeah.
know what?
Yeah.
A little whipped cream in a Demetis cup. Gorgeous.
There we go.
Because you got the creamy that you were mentioned.
Right.
You got the bitter, deep dark chocolate
Right.
that you mentioned. And I think that top with some whipped cream will be an epic experience, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I
Let
think
me
that's
ask you
good.
this. Again, I'm coming out very shortly with a couple of different blends of cigars of my own. If you were to create a cigar,
Okay.
right? In your tastes, right? If we had the Tamara Signature Series cigar,
It'd be crazy.
what type of hints would you want in your cigar?
I would absolutely love chocolate.
Okay.
Dark chocolate for sure. I would love a little spice, a little kick. To be honest, this is right within that line, really.
Right.
But I also love floral. I do love floral, and I don't know if those can go together or not. But I think that's like, and breathability, like
Right.
that's epic for me, because I don't like when it feels like I'm working so hard to really ignite, engage the cigar, and then it just becomes work for your throat, and it's like it's not.
I get you.
You're not feeling,
Right.
So it would be deep, it would be creamy, it'd be floral, it would be bitter or chocolate, deep dark chocolate, just that. That's what it would be, and a little hint of spice.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I actually just described everything from this cigar.
Right, there you go.
I did.
So something along the lines of the Escobar cigar.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
cool
along the
deal. Cool
lines.
deal.
Yeah.
Well, so far I'm not gonna lie. At this point, I don't see this cigar going south. From this point, it's happened only a couple of times in my life.
I was gonna ask you that. I said, have you ever done a video where you're like, nah, and you're still doing the video? It's like
so usually those never air. So those never air. And I tell you what. So I always want to keep the energy positive. So
I get you,
so
I
those
get
will probably never air. If
I
I'm
get
in one,
you.
I'm like, oh,
But it's
Lord have
happened.
mercy. But yeah, it's like, ooh, it started out good.
Yeah.
But this stick so far is great. I don't see it going south. I am
I
past
don't
the
see it going
halfway.
south either.
I'm a little past the halfway point. You just not at quite the halfway point yet.
Because I keep jibber jabbering. I keep talking.
Let me ask you this as I wind down the cigar here, and we're going to get into your cigar lounge tour.
Yes,
But
happy to do so.
But
Yes.
before we do that, what are you looking forward to as we close out 2021 and get into 2022? What do you see manifesting itself for you next year?
I see and expect my business to grow and become successful. I see and expect me as an individual to grow and be successful.
Absolutely.
I absolutely desire to be healthy and happy.
Right.
Physically, spiritually, mentally.
Right, absolutely.
That's my vision for 2022.
Right. And I actually can share that vision. I share that vision with you, and I also want to add something else. I envision people liking and subscribing to Jakim Cigar Journal and hitting the subscription and that notification bell.
Amen.
All right, a lot more often in the year 2022. But no, so
and it's gonna happen.
Yeah, in all seriousness, though, I big things are happening, and
just be a better me, better you in the future, and that's what we should aim for every single day when we wake up.
Every day.
Yeah,
You know?
when you wake up, that should be your goal. # goals. That's it.
Right.
Like bigger, better me.
That's it. Because you know what? It's all about learning. Each and every day we're learning, right?
Hopefully.
And something about ourselves, about life in general, and the thing's application. You want to apply that, right? It's one thing to say I know something, and then you don't apply it. Then what is that? You know. So
it's all up here, but there's nothing to show.
So I like to apply what it is I've learned and push on with that. You know.
Yeah.
And
I think these are good. These are attainable goals, and they are # goals. They really should be goals. They truly should be. So when I say # goals, I'm not being like, these young kids. It should be a goal. Every person, this should be an endeavor of yours. Every time you wake up, you should always endeavor to be better. You should always, envision yourself being bigger, and also, not being insular, but open to the idea that you can learn from the world around you.
Right.
A lot of people are very intelligent, and they don't want to hear from anyone else.
Right. That's right.
But you should always endeavor to learn from others.
That's right.
That's it. I've learned a lot from you.
I've learned a lot.
I know I like cigars, but I've learned little nuances from you. So, because I'm open-minded. I'm like, I'm not faking if I know cigars. I don't know the words. I don't know.
Right.
But I know I like it.
Right.
And that's the first step.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I'm glad I could help in that.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm glad I can help you grow on your cigar journey. I'm humbled by that. I appreciate that. And you know what? I don't know everything about cigars, even though I've been smoking cigars for over 20 years. I still learn each and every time, each and every day. Even every exchange I have with somebody else that also enjoys cigars, I learn something from them as well. You know? So you're always growing, you're always learning, and anybody that closes themselves off to that is stagnant.
Absolutely.
And you can't, especially right now in time, at this point in time in history, you cannot afford to be stagnant because you're finished.
Yeah.
You're finished. You know?
Yeah, we live in a world where we actually we have so much access to information to better ourselves.
Being uninformed is a choice.
Bingo!
Right?
Ding, 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 ding.
Being uninformed is a choice.
Ding, 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 ding.
Right.
Yes. Because back in the day, you had to go to the library.
Right.
Phone. You have a phone? That's your library.
Right. That's it.
The library's on the phone.
I must say, this is delicious.
I like
This
it.
is really good, and hats off to one of my favorite MCs, favorite rappers, Nas. You did good. You did good. You know, this is an excellent stick,
lovely.
And it's very smooth.
And I love the gold. I don't know if anyone can see this.
Yeah, the gold and black band.
Yeah, and the E, that font.
Yeah.
Just branding, man. You gotta also think about branding.
I always say, and I say this mostly for men. I've said this in my vlog here a lot of times. Men are more visual, and so a lot of times a nice band does draw you in. And so this definitely, that gold and black. Okay, let's see what this is about. And
powerful combination, right? Coins,
right.
you know.
Right. So again,
women are visual too. I usually gravitate towards colorful. So whenever I see a cigar with a woman on it and the colors around her, whether it's green or yellow, La Boheme, we spoke about that the last time, one of my favorites. Just the color scheme of the band, I'm gravitated toward because women are gravitated towards beauty. Men are visually, but they gravitate towards simplicity.
Right.
You know, and the whenever you have those cigars with the women on, it's very complex illustration. And when a man sees something this simple, it's like, I want that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not speaking for men.
Right. No, I get what you're saying.
I'm just thinking that's how it would be, because I do gravitate towards beauty.
I like the aroma is nice.
Yes.
Right? It's a nice,
Yes.
there's a sweetness in the aroma actually.
But it doesn't stay in the air of this lounge.
Right.
We will talk about that.
We're going to talk about why it doesn't stay in there in this lounge, right? But you would think that this area would be smoky by now.
Yeah, it could be like fire.
And it is not. And you're going to get into that.
Yes,
you know. And in fact, I tell you what, we're going to wind this portion of the video down, and then we're going to come back and you're going to take our subscribers through your very own
I will. I'm happy to do so. I'm going to pretend I did all this work.
And we're going to have fun with that, guys.
Absolutely.
So we'll be back with the tour of
La Puenza Cigar.
All right. Jakim Cigar,
And
a
then
journal, along with Tamara. We're coming right back at you. Hey, everybody. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified of all my upcoming videos. And I'm going to thank Tamara for hanging out with me, all right,
Thanks for
on
having
this
me.
cigar review. All right, the Escobar cigar by none other than Nas Escobar, and fantastic stick. All right, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. And you're gonna be viewing a walkthrough of La Puenza.
La Puenza Cigar Lounge.
La
It
Puenza
is
Cigar
our
Lounge.
home cigar lounge. You can do it too.
That's right, and Tamara's gonna take you through that. All right, thank you guys for watching. Smoke what you like.